Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with solid bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
Welcome, dear ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to NoChance versus Windigo, where we're about to experience who's going to die in this qualifier and who's going to survive another day. It is between Windigo and the lads of NoChance. We're going to figure out who's going to take the win here in this best of 3 series, with Nuke being picked by nobody else than NoChance. We hardly saw both teams ever play this, so we got to put in consideration what's going to come up with it. In the meantime, Poison finds his first, and the duel is in the hands of Crystal. The man not having any armor around him, making it maybe a bit more problematic. Either way, we're going to see how that one will go, because in the meantime, slowly and steady he moves outside. This is where it could become a little dangerous for Kevin Emmett. Talking about him, eliminated. Poison takes down another. And this is where problems start to occur. In the meantime, Mekalili knows that the players are coming downwards. It's going to be a flat affair in case they are not hitting the shots, but Victor in this case is once more striking. Nobody has a real problem. And so, a Sweet and a Finn walk onto the B site and get pretty much obliterated. Could have been a bit more cheerful, but no real sense in going any further. And quickly reading a question in the chat before and who I'm going to cheer for. I'm not actively cheering for anyone. What I can say though, Windigo is a team which I, from a personal level, like a lot. They, as individuals, are fairly friendly. Seeing them on LAN a few times, realizing that they are just having the right mental attitude, especially Poison, a guy who never gave up, a guy who always kept on fighting, and that's a mentality I enjoy. And so, just to put you in the picture, right? Who's picking that, what, when, and why? Well, Windigo has played this map 11 times in the last 3 months, losing against teams like Fnatic, Mouse Sports, Tricked, very structured and definitely better teams, picking up wins against them the fairly less known, like Pact, Epsilon, and Valiant, which is very interesting for me though to see Valiant. Either way, those losses, for example, against Fnatic was a 12-16, so a very tied one. Losing against Mouseport to Nuke after they have proven yesterday what they're worth, I think that you don't need to be shamed about that either. So, at that point in time, no real shocking news. Again, I mean, if we see Windigo pick up something along the lines of 7 rounds, that would be phenomenal for them. That would be somewhat sensational. And talking about sensationalism, amazing shot coming in from Crystal. Stico hears that. Good night. Suddenly the man advantage switches over. It's going to be all in favor of NoChance. The weaponry is still looking solid. We see double AK and Galil. Yet again, oh, failure coming in, ships falling down. So problems, they really start to occur. Because right now, not anyone is really able to prevail. Not anyone is able to get anywhere. And Blogger praying that everything goes alright. But how do you want to stand a chance? And surely not that was the intention of the Bulgarians after they successfully showed us what they are capable of doing. This is a duel of the blind ones, and I mean, one of them is working that one out. That's Blocker. And this round, I mean, on paper, should always go in favor of NoChance on the better side, defending that one quite well, and therefore I don't really have any situation where I see them falling down to this. And as they go, just running into the Finnish meat grinder, frag found, and so very much looking forward to how that one overall occurs to be happening. I'm going to give you a little bit of an update off the qualifier just in a second. In the meantime, Sticko takes down the last. And so, what has happened in this qualifier so far, and who's eliminated? Well, Magnitude had to say bye-bye already. Big is playing anytime soon. I'm just going to give you that from top to bottom. Heroic is going to play against Crazy. Big versus Fnatic. Amazing matchup. Outstanding to see that. Besides that, Mouse versus Optic and Ancient versus North. That's the upper bracket. We're going to watch a little later on Heroic versus Crazy, and that is a phenomenal matchup. Heroic yesterday proven what they're made of by beating Tricked 2-0 after getting a little shaky. Crazy, a team that is formerly known as Valiance. We all know Valiance, and you know, they're a basic powerhouse. And that powerhouse most likely gonna prove us how freaking strong they are. With one down, I mean, that's the mission achieved right there, Bubble. A few additional dollars left on the bank account now, and that is going to help Windigo to some degree. Once again, this map has been picked by the lads of NoChance. This qualifier so far has been extremely interesting. I mean, take a look at it, right? As things are starting to look a little sinister on the outside. First push coming in. Thomas is chiming as when he was needed, and those frags are so pivotal. Put them in the right spot, and most definitely they're in the right spot. I don't even doubt it anymore. From this point on, NoChance might have pure control over this. It's a CT side, no doubt about it. He knows where the player is behind red. Can Bubble strike is the question. He finds a perfect spray down. The second is not granted. And this is a bit shocking to see what the man Zen was just been doing there. But he plays the MP9. This is the disadvantage for him, very obviously. And so spectating Space Cadet and his crew. I love the name of Stick. Space Cadet is a good one. Hotella from Zen is, I mean, was my best try to make it sound as Finnish as possible. In the meantime, that Finn is falling down. And so, good night for him. More problems to now occur. Talking about just that. Ships is there to counter it. Mekalele with an MP9. Not ideal. I wouldn't call this ideal. And as it's so uncomfortable, and as it is so unfortunate to see, yeah, no real opportunity to make a little taken out. And the only thing I read is a Yumi in the chat. Sounds like a copy pasta, Michael. Jesus Christ. Brits. For the meantime, I mean, yesterday casting with Mitch, who was a very enjoyable lad, and realizing how good Thomas is was unfortunately not displayed yesterday. He said he's going to surprise me. I do believe him, nevertheless. Let's figure out how that one will go for Poison. With finds the first, and Zen doesn't even know what is happening to him. Heaven is the main position to cover right now. And without further problems, Makalale's at least finding one. But the damage that he has dealt overall is brilliant. And that means Poison, good luck and have fun. No real chance. And there's a timeout number 1 coming in. Windigo talking about this as early as possible seems very sense-making in the end. As, well, you don't want to really run into issues that early on. So here's the thing, NoChance yesterday was really delivering a good show. I mean, I have to say it like that, against North. We're talking about this team playing against the number 9 in the world, and still, you know, the thing is really, I have to say, it's absolutely amazing that they even got so far on both maps against North. I think this is still a thing. We didn't need to talk this is going to be a 2-0 for North, 100%. Whatever you're going to say, whatever you're trying to hype up the team, no chance, basically, no chance. And in this case, Makalale finding Victor already, making him look quiet, decent. The Augs and the AKs once more prevail. That's dope. Poison's there to count a little further. The nade is not his friend. The bomb in the hands of Sticko. And so Windigo is running into major issues here on the T side, but we're already talking about this map. We're talking about Nuke. Iron and Crystal, IGLing them through, should have a quite good and decent plan what to do with his team. That's what I imagine from him, at least, the way I know him. And so, a little bit of upgraded pistol, that's everything for the moment. No real surprise, actually. There we go, ouch. That's painful. Would like to see that, very obviously. And yet again, as the auto director doesn't want to show us, those pistols finding surprisingly much, and this is uncomfortable and a little hot. Either way, shouldn't be too much I'm expecting right here to go in the way of the lads of Windigo. I mean, the Eagles should never be underestimated, but Thomas is there in the right time. The man, by the way, on 138 ADR as he flanks around. All you need to see. And knock. Oh, what? It looked like that could have actually not been enough, but I thought, okay then, I was wrong. And either way, that's the way we're going to put it, that's the way we're going to see it. And, well, Windigo down the drain pretty much, and that's not comfortable. That's obviously not too comfortable, but you gotta live with that. You gotta accept that. And I mean, the story so far of Windigo, unfortunately, is somewhat saddening. And the reason why I say this is that, you know, they have tried so hard, and they have made it so far with the way they went through China, second place at the United Masters League, so on and so on. And ever since, they really started descending, and in a horrible way. I really didn't like to see that. But that's just how it's gonna be. Unless they're pushing out. Frags found. Good awareness though from ships. Yet again, the bomb just down on the ground and not to be picked up immediately. You don't want to see that, really. That's, Bubble comes in and knocking from the back door. Having control is, of course, very helpful. Yet again, questions to be asked. Is it going to work that easy? Slowly waiting it out. It's just 35 more seconds. They're both going to aggress from the same position. And this is where you ask yourself, are the Augs able to do something? Thomas most definitely is. Michaelele, he just waits towards Squeaky. Is the door going to open? No, he just waits it out. This is all he needs. This is all he needs. Player jumps down. Ships is about to retrieve the bomb. Michaelele just needs to hit one shot, and that's number 7. He's going to do it. And that pretty much with ease. And this is unsatisfying for Windigo, but I mean, maybe it's just not so important for them. You know, and when I would know for myself I can do better another time on another map, then, well, I think you can dodge this. Let's say it like that. You can dodge this, and this is no big deal in the end. And as I'm talking about it, Crystal ready to find Victor as he's looking on the top of HUD as immediately eliminated. Problems though might occur once they're not 100% ready for everybody. Bubble is yet again falling. Same goes now for Poison or not is the question. Eventually he needs to pick the bomb. And at the end of the day, sinister times are up ahead of him. The bomb is just pretty much up out in the open. The frag on Zen seems immediate. As I say it, one shot, one kill, and well done. That's already the half, and this is amazing. I mean, honestly, big shout out. Wouldn't have expected that. Yet again, Windigo looking so desperately for more, looking so desperately to get anything rolling for themselves, and they're struggling. I mean, this mixed buy is once more telling the story, unfortunately, how it looks for them yet again. So Blocker comes from outside. Crystal does not have the awareness. Wouldn't have expected anyone to be that fast around that position. Nevertheless, hardly any control, hardly anything to look any sort of sunny. Oh, this is unfortunate. Windigo, for me personally, a team which I would actually see go into the minor. I'll be honest with you, this is a team that I would see going to the minor. And yet again, they're struggling. They're failing consistently, unfortunately. We're talking only though about map number 1, so I don't want to talk about this being that bad yet, because I think it would not be fair. It would just simply not be fair for Windigo. They don't deserve that. They don't deserve to be treated that way. Yet again, I think we have to say, accept the defeat here. That's fine. It's too early. I'm not even allowed to say that. I have to really put it that way. But from a logical point of view, right? I'm just going to hit you with statistics because it's my favorite thing to do. The thing is, Windigo right now has a possible win rate, a possible win percentage of 12.6%. Basically means 1 out of 10 matches they win, with that scoreline right now being the case. And with another failure coming in, Thomas reigning supreme. He gets 2 kills, stays on 1 HP, and his teammates are chiming in when needed. This is exactly how you would expect team play to look like, as only Thomas so far has been killed. The man was at the end on 1 HP once he got all those frags. Slowly and steady, Bubble moves around. Gets killed immediately. I thought for a second we're gonna have something good to see, but nah, doesn't look too great. And so, dear Windigo, see what's gonna happen. I mean, still, they could put a 10-5 into this. A 10-5 is alright, isn't it? I mean, this is a CT side map. Yet again, I don't want to run away with the excuse and say it's so CT side. It's still not that legit for me. I mean, both teams are CT side, obviously. Both are having nearly a 60-40 balance. But if we imagine this goes to the maximum, if we imagine this goes 13-2, it's just dark clouds over the head of Windigo. It's a sad story that might emerge onto them, which could end into the spiral. But this is the thing. When I see Crystal, I imagine that he knows when to pick what map and that he has a good game plan set for himself. Obviously proves this with Nuke. As they try to move around, Crystal, you gotta watch for your head. Bubble is hunting him down, and he doesn't find a kill. Hardly any damage, actually. That was a poor performance from him, from what we're used to. And the Ships is even waiting for the rotators. Finds one, is not the second granted. Retake on the B side is not that easy. That's a narrow path. Might not look too good, but we see that they're trying to do that. Finds the first. Second one is gonna come in and take him out. And they started to defuse, didn't they? He's pulling through. Is anyone gonna stop him? Nobody's gonna stop him! He can do this on his own, and he even finds both! Oh, Sticko, you're a little maniac with that defuse, and this was absolutely astonishing and good enough in the end. And that was way too close for comfort. That was way too close for comfort. And so, on Secret, they set themselves up. Thomas even finds that kill. He was in the air for a second or two. Seemed like, in the meantime, he should have been eliminated. But as nobody was able to take him down, Bulgarians are struggling big time. 39 seconds to either go on A or B. I'm quite sure if that was bait or a try. Either way. Closer they go. Time is ticking low, and that makes it a bit of a problem. A perfect molly, but Michaelele is not doing much more than that. A bit of an unfortunate scenario for him, and things are turning sour for Windigo. Yet again, 4 seconds and 1 peak. That's denied. And so, have fun, Windigo. Really enjoy it, but nothing happening for you once more. What an absolute disaster. It might sound brutal or harsh, but I don't know any other word to describe it right now for Windigo. Only when it comes down on this map. I would have expected a little more because from a statistical point of view, Windigo is not that bad on this map. It's just not that bad. If you consider that you get close against the Fnatic, I think that's quite alright. That's not like where you would say, oof, 12-6 against Fnatic, you must be really bad. Nuh-uh. I mean, Nuke being the third most played map from the team of Fnatic, especially then, I think it's acceptable. A pistol spraying through, can get a good bit of damage. Even another one dying to the flames, or that is at least what it seems like. Flank is brilliant. And this is where now communication could come in. And this is a little detail we're going to talk about right now. Did you realize how long it took Poison to turn around and kill the player who was flanking? I think it was Sticko, if I'm not totally wrong. That took him a good bunch. It didn't feel like he either was... I mean, I don't want to blame it on communication because I don't know if that is a problem. But it seems like he either didn't react or it was not clear communicating, whatever it was. But 13-2 it is. As we see, ships is going to be falling down. Thomas takes him down in the end. So, those CTs are becoming somewhat dangerous to them. I thought for a second, can't be much more coming, but Logger did a phenomenal job. And look how outside focused they are. That's painful. Michaelele could try to enter the side, but I got my doubts this is going to work from start on. Goes down the vent. Here's the player behind him. I don't understand that he doesn't go for either Poison instead, but taking that one back, it wasn't even worth the discussion. He's going to bring that bomb to the ground. Play around the smoke, but that is going to be the Michaelele you need. Frag granted. Another one to come onto Victor, and that would secure them the 14-2. He's sneaking around there on top. He's on a pedestal. That P250 is dealing major damage, and he's making that bait work. Michaelele with the quad. That gives NoChance another one on the board, and they're not to be stopped, really. Things looked so goddamn dark. And, well... at the moment, Crystal. He's going to be the man who's leading them to a victory. As they slowly approach over from outside. I mean, the double shotgun setup is something I enjoy to see. It's not an auto shotty, but yet again, the Mac 7 in most cases does the job. A little team damage from one of his fellow companions. And so Crystal has the reads. This is what he is known for. I mean, one of the most intelligent German IGLs, you could say. And even though if he plays an international lineup, he leads them to a victory very obviously. Ships is the last man standing. There we go. 15-2. And this is honestly a bit of a surprise to me. And not because NoChance is winning this, because NoChance obviously picked the map, and this is where you would expect a lot to go their way. Windigo surely has no positive win rate on this map. Either way, it still was me personally expecting a lot more on an individual level. For example, from a Poison. On an aggressive side, you have a bit of a problem with the AWP, where he usually sends players to bed very easily, as though it is possible, don't get me wrong. Either way, Crystal taking a bit of damage, doesn't go for the smoke as he decides to rather play it smart, silently down the vent. As the Mollo comes in, Bubble wants to get a little further, holds for the best blocker though. The MP9 nearly got more of it, and the damage is still down. 33, 52, and 30 are making this all look not so shiny. The sunny days might be over for NoChance. And as they're trying to come in, that retake seems to be somewhat impossible. The SG does the job brilliantly. One more MP9 to do it. No kid onto ships, and the 16-2 might be in the back. The 16-2, is it going to be there? I mean, there was a shot coming in from behind, and everybody was just ready for him. Absolutely brilliant work, astonishingly well done. And Thomas and his crew, they send Windigo home on Nuke. Let's bring it over to map number 2.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.